Hello everyone, with you on AniMap. Today I will tell you about the anime Darwin's Game. Happy viewing!
Kaname chooses a motorcycle for himself, but they are expensive, and therefore he thinks about getting a job. At this moment, a classmate comes up to him and says that a new cool game has come out, and throws it off via SMS. This is heard by Kyoto and warns Kaname not to start this game, but doesn't say why.
Kaname, not listening to him, thinking that this is a joke, opens Darwin's Game.
A snake begins to crawl out of the phone, biting Kaname.
He begins to hallucinate and faints. Waking up in the hospital, he feels bad and asks to go home. And at the sight of the snake bite, a tattoo appeared in the form of the game logo. After leaving the room, Kyoto plans to talk to him alone, and so they agree to meet at night. On the way home, he opens the game again, thinking it's crazy and it's just a regular game. In the game, he discovers his name, a character similar to him, and his opponent, Panda. It also detects a timer that ends in 3 seconds. He looks around and in the same subway he notices the same panda from the game, but he thinks that this is the symbol of the baseball team. Panda approaches him with a knife and tries to hurt him, but Kaname runs away. However, the panda does not give up and runs after him. They run into the guard's booth, where Kaname explains about the chase. The guard tries to stop the panda, but fails. Then Kaname and Panda are left alone, and it would seem that the end of Kaname is already close, but Kyoto comes running and starts to fight with the panda. During the fight, Kyoto was injured and they went to the hospital. But the panda tracks them down through their footprints, and so they decide to hide in the parking lot.
This does not save them, as the panda can track them down with his phone. When the panda was already in the parking lot, they want to run to another place, but Kyoto cannot walk, so Kaname attracts the attention of the panda to call the hospital after the victory. Kaname runs to the toilet, but the panda knows where he is.
He falsely thinks that Kaname is in one of the cabins, so he starts attacking the toilet doors, but Kaname is not there. Then Kaname attacks from behind with a fire extinguisher and attacks him.
It turns out that the panda has the ability to become invisible. Kaname does not see him and prepares to fight blindly, but the panda is hit by a car. Then the panda turned into a contour of pixels around him, and he received a notification on his phone that he had one. When Kaname visits Kyoto, he finds that he too has turned into a pixel outline, and Kaname begins to mourn for him. Then Shuka Karino receives notification of Kaname's victory, and she rejoices for him, hoping that one day they will play Darwin's Game together. At home, Kaname arrives with a case in the game, and upon opening it, he notices a gift box at his house. He hates the game but doesn't decide to give up, otherwise he will end up like Kyoto. At night, Shuka offers to meet her at her lair to help. Kaname comes to the indicated place and asks her if there is a way out in the game, to which he receives the answer that there is no way out, you can only get out at the cost of your life. Then Shuka asks to show the sigil, but Kaname does not know what it is, because he did not understand the game.
Sigil is his ability, which can be found in the app.
But Kaname gets a mistake, and Shuka does not believe him, and therefore she starts attacking him with her chains. This is her ability.
But Kaname deftly dodges her attacks.
While running, he gets angry at himself, calling himself a weakling, and at that moment, he has an ability. He can create objects in his hands that he thought of.
Kaname starts to get defensive and then he starts to feel confident in himself and comes up with a trap that Shuka falls into. He attacks her from behind and knocks her to the floor. He asks her to end the fight in the game, but it just can't be ended that easily. And seeing that Kaname really does not understand the game, she gives up and becomes subordinate to Kaname. At that moment, Kaname thanks Shuku and falls unconscious. Rain is actively watching him, and she is shocked that he defeated Shuka and the panda. Kaname wakes up at Shuki's house and demands to tell him everything about the game. They ride the elevator and they get the idea to create a clan. Kaname wanted to find an ally, but the clan is created from the rank of B2 and above, and Kaname is at the rank of A1, and therefore he will have to try. Shuka also said that you can exchange virtual glasses for real items or money. For example, this is how much money they give for an exchange for 10 points. They then meet again in the park and she tells him about the 12 pixel circuits. Shuka is looking for whoever did it. At this point, Rain calls up a player named Inukai and sells him information about Kaname, as he has become popular in the game among newcomers. And when Kaname tries to figure out the application, Inukai grabs the phone from his hands and forces him to follow him, because if he does something with the phone, then his life will end. They stopped in a deserted place, and then Inukai appointed him a fight, and Kaname has no right to refuse. Inukai attacks him and knocks him to the floor with one hit. But it was Kaname's cunning plan. He makes the electric shocker appear in his hands and attacks Inukai while taking his phone. He threatens to destroy the phone if Inukai doesn't surrender, and he just doesn't have a choice. At this moment, the phone receives a notification about the start of a treasure hunt, and they teleport to another place. The task is to collect all the stones in 24 hours, and those who do not have time to do this will end the game. Each stone gives a certain number of points. This is not a friendly hunt, but a treasure hunt. This is a battle for survival. Kaname tries to contact Shuka, but the game can't team up. Using an app on his phone, he sees the ruins, as well as glowing rings. One ring was under his bed. He understands that he is not alone in the hotel, and tries to leave from there, since the main task is to survive. Kaname decides to go down the elevator, but he sees that someone is riding there, and he tries to go down the stairs, but everything is blocked by trees. Therefore, he decides to sit out on the stairs in the hope that he will not be noticed. But the guy also uses the app and chases after Kaname. At the elevator, they meet each other face to face. Kaname asks for mercy and gives up his ring, and the guy took pity on him, as Kaname is very afraid to attack. The guy leaves, going down the elevator. Kaname wants to go down after him, but Rain stops him and says that it is not safe to go down the elevator and stairs. She also reports that they are both the only survivors in this building, as well as a person in the building who dissolved the plants throughout the hotel, and therefore she offers him to unite. Kaname agrees. Later, we are shown the rating of the players, and we see that Shuka is in first place, having collected 6 rings, and in second place is a dangerous gang. The players began to unite against Shuka, but it is not for nothing that she is called the Invincible Queen. She easily destroyed 4 players. Kaname and Rain decide to leave the hotel, but they don't know how yet. The people who got stuck in the plants started to obey the florist because of the smell of the plants. They decide to attack Kaname and Rain, but they run away in fear. Kaname figured out that the florist is watching them with cameras, and that's why he turns them off. The florist is shocked that they can escape so easily, and so he disengaged the puppets and ordered them to comb all the floors and stairs. But they are in a closed room. Their plan is to have Kaname infiltrate the first floor and have Rain distract all the puppets. When Kaname reached the first floor, he started fighting with the florist. Kaname is powerless against the florist, and even his abilities don't help defeat him. The florist has cornered him and it seems like he's finished, but he starts to see an image of himself in his head that sharpens his swords, and he understands what needs to be done to defeat the florist. When he wakes up, he starts attacking the florist. Kaname punches through his armor and knocks him to the floor of the florist. However, he is not going to send him to the next world. Rain arrives and suggests to the florist that they team up, as the gangs who need the rings will be coming soon, and there are 24 rings in the hotel. Therefore, they need to recover and start preparing to defend themselves. After sleeping for a couple of hours, they offer the puppet to unite and give him 3 rings, but he refused. He starts to leave when he suddenly hears from Rain about the Ace gang. This guy has his own scores with him, and therefore he agrees to join their clan. Ace's gang is also in second place, but in order for them to overtake Shuka, they need to capture the hotel, and they are going to storm it at night. Rain notices the tricks in the stones and rules, but now it is more important for them to prepare for battle. Suddenly, Kaname receives a message from Shuki asking for help. She was trapped by a girl named Sway, who has the ability to wield water and ice, and Shuka was unable to defeat her. The Kaname clan decides to save Shuka, and so they go to the factory while Rain and the florist stay at the hotel to guard the rings and also cover them from the roof. They see a girl who knows something about Shuka, but does not dare to tell them about it. She tells them about the underpass and they see water. Without thinking for a long time, Kaname jumps into the water and the girl runs away. It turns out it was Sway's devious plan to lure them into a trap by freezing Ryuji. Meanwhile, Kaname breaks the ice and saves Shuka. Shuka decides to tell why she started playing Darwin's Game. Her father downloaded this game and was killed by other players. Shuka promised herself to avenge her father and find the creator of the game. But they need to get out, and so Kaname creates Shuka her chains. Once on land, they decide to forgive Sway and invite her to join the clan. The second wave of the game begins and a diamond ring appears. Kaname has a plan and they decide to throw out all the rings and hunt for the main ring. Meanwhile, Ace's gang is already at the door of the hotel. The florist is not going to throw away the rings, because they give real money for the exchange, and he needs to cure his daughter of an illness. So he sends Rain to safety while he goes alone to fight Ace's gang. He dealt with 20 players, but the strongest enemy was on the 40th floor. The enemy was so strong that the florist has to run away, but another enemy climbs out of the window, which helps to injure the florist. However, the florist, using the last of his strength, scattered the grenades, and merged with the smoke. But he did not escape far, and Ace's gang easily found him. Then the florist causes an earthquake and several people from Ace's gang fall asleep with the rubble of the building. At this time, Rain discovers Ace's gang. It turns out they are divided into two groups. One group is attacking the hotel, and the second is looking for a diamond ring. Rain is captured and forced to speak, at which point the Kaname clan arrives and saves Rain. They want to negotiate with Ace's gang, but they start attacking with a sneer. Then Shuka and Sway launched a counterattack, and together they are doing pretty well. Ryuji took on the most important member of the gang named Wang, while Rain and Kaname simply ran away. Rain hid in a place where no one will find her and tries to unravel the mystery of the treasure hunt, and she succeeded. Wang is much stronger than Ryuji, and that's why he loses. But then Kaname appears and offers to tell them everything, as well as give them the key to the diamond ring in exchange for safety. Ryuji's ability is that he is a living lie detector, that is, he can recognize truth and lies, and he realized that Kaname was lying. He gives the key to Wang, and he enters the password that Rain figured out, and then everything is frozen, since the game has been completed, and Kaname has become his winner. Everything for which this battle began lies in this box. Kaname opens the box and finds a phone inside. A call is heard from it, and this is a call from the creator of the game, Darwin. He offers to fulfill his wish or give him some kind of privilege, but Kaname wants only one thing: to leave the game. The creator reports that there are two ways out. The first is to beat Darwin's game, and the second is to fight the creator of the game. But Kaname came up with a plan, and so he chose the perk, and also comes with a god sword gift. After a treasure hunt, Shuka and Sway choose a lair, and Kaname decides to train his skills with a boxing master. But during training, a catwoman named Shulan comes and kidnaps Kaname. She is number 1 on the list of players. With just a glance, she can leave anyone unconscious, which happened in the arena as well. Shulan offers him to work for her, because she sees that in battle he reveals himself as a person, and there are very few such people. Kaname refuses such an offer. The whole clan comes to help him, and the battle of Shuki and Shulan begins. They are both very strong players, but still everything ends with Kaname's victory. And then Kaname decides to invite her to the clan, although others are against it. However, Shulan made a promise not to attack the clan's allies. The next day, Kaname is furious, as he learned that Ace's gang captured his friend. They've come up with a plan to get him out, and they're moving forward. But the police were already there. When did the Ace gang fear the police? Never, and that's why they deal with the police with ease. Meanwhile, Shuka gave the phone to Kaname's friend and installed Darwin's game on it so that he would click on it and get his ability. He stood up, and his ability was telepathy. He seemed to have a third hand. He scatters several members of Ace's gang. One of the strong players of the Ace gang, named Keiichi, fights Inukai. He is the only one who volunteered to help. He fights against a former karateka, but Inukai's advantage is speed, so Keiichi gets hit with a flurry of attacks and ends up turning him into pixels. Kaname and Ryuji went to save their friend, but they were too late. And then Kaname understands that it is necessary to clear the world of this garbage, and begins the attack. In a few minutes, he almost single-handedly put down the entire Ace gang, except for Van, who is being handled by Shuka. He attacks her, but his attacks are useless as he self-destructs himself with a wire pulled by Shuka before the battle. Van is trapped, but he has one trick up his sleeve: he can switch places with Shuka, which he did. But that was also pointless, as Shuka had figured that out as well. He has no choice but to run in fear, but then he meets Kaname, and Van surrenders. Kaname takes all of the Ace gang's points and turns Van into piskels. But his target was not Van, but the creator of the game. They decide to find him and take revenge, but for now they clean the city from garbage and forbid fighting. And the creator of the game comes up with new stages for Kaname. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like and press the bell so as not to miss new videos. AniMap was with you. Bye everyone.